And we're back. Last episode, I made this belt, but it could use some work. Now, as the style of the time, this has an extra long floppy bit, so we're gonna recycle this to make something more useful. I'm gonna be making something called a frog. No, not that. I'm going to be making one of these guys. Now what this is used for is holding your dagger, holding your sword. There's a lot of designs out there, but this one looks to be the simplest. So all I got to do is cut the leather and put it together. Now this is where I've marked out where I'm going to make my leather cut, which should be interesting because I've never done this before, but I think I have an idea of what I'm going to do. I mean, the answer is obvious. You know, you're making a sword belt, you gotta cut the leather with a sword. And there we go. We have a nice little cut of leather made out of the same material as the belt, so it'll match. Now all I gotta do is rotate the apple in my head to get it into the same shape that the one I was showing you was... No, that's not... Hold on a second. And there we go. Man, this leatherworking stuff's easy. So as you can see, I just kind of looped it in on itself and then cut off the excess here and connected these two bits right here. So my belt will go through here and my blade or my sparring dagger will go in right here. So, all in all, pretty nice little functional piece of extra equipment. But we're not done yet. We're going to be making a second frog. No, not that either. There's a design I've seen out in the wild that I, for the life of me, can't find a picture of it online. But basically what it is it's like a little leather taco, like that goes on the back of the belt, and then the dagger goes in there, and you can quick draw it like some kind of Italian ninja. I'm gonna try to make this adjustable by punching holes along this edge here, and then lacing it up with this leather string. And we'll see if that works either as its own separate piece like the first frog, or if this is something that I actually need to physically attach to the main belt body. And there we go. I'm actually really glad with how this design turned out. Basically, as you can see, I just wove this string through here, and then this whole tubular piece just will slide onto the belt, and then I'll be able to slide on my sparring dagger right in there, and the material is flex enough to where it'll be able to stretch and compensate. But we're still not done, because it's time to die. What'd you think I meant? Come on, let's go to a well-ventilated area. What is this? What is this stuff? Is this asbestos? It's hard. Cold. Is this salt? Ah, doesn't taste like salt. Okay, I'm grabbing my filter mask. I'm gonna be so real with y'all. I have absolutely no idea if the cold is going to impact the effectiveness of this leather dye, but it is alcohol based, so it shouldn't freeze. Ah, damn it. There we go. Alright, I'm just gonna dye the first frog here for a little demonstration. I'm gonna do the rest of this off camera so I can speed up the process a bit better, because it is freaking freezing out here. But as you can see, you just kind of paint it on like that and let it soak in. And that is actually a very good color. I'm not too concerned about getting it on the metal bits here, because I figure once the leather dye is all soaked in, I can just wipe that off. There we go. And then hopefully this will just kind of firm everything up, help it stick together a little bit better. I am going to do my best to get the inside here just to kind of solidify it from the other side a bit. Again, very new to leather dyeing. I have absolutely no idea if that's how that works. If you are knowledgeable otherwise, sound off in the comments, please. I need to dip a little bit more. There we go. Oh yeah. And this is inevitably going to get on my fingers, but it washes out after a couple of days. So, there we go. Get that right in there. And I should be good to grab it from here. Now, my first play around with this was with black dye, and that came out in a much more even coat. So I might have to do a few more passes with this brown, but it's already looking really good. Try to get some in there. And yeah, that gives you a basic idea. Oop. Missed a spot. And there we go. Smash cut back to my work desk. And we're back. As you can see, the coloration is not entirely even, but I don't actually hate it. It gives everything a bit of a pre-weathered look. You know, people make jokes about how people buy jeans that have holes already torn in them. And if I don't like it, I can just go back and add more leather dye. This is my first time working with colored dye. You can see that spot is really light compared to this spot where it's really dark. I can fix this by just adding another coat. But yeah, overall, I'm pretty happy with how all this turned out. The only thing left to do is to test it in the heat of battle. Unfortunately, it's very cold outside, so sword practice is cancelled. Look for that video coming soon.